Right now at 4:30, a 17-year-old student is now facing charges after a false shooting threat on the campus of CPCC Levine in Matthews. Now, it happened yesterday. Police say a witness called saying someone was outside the school on Campus Ridge Road shooting a gun. Well, officers responded to the scene where a lockdown was put in place. After investigating the incident, they say they discovered no evidence of a shooter. A 17-year-old is now facing charges of making a false report concerning mass violence on educational property. Well, this incident is just the latest in a series of arrests made across the Carolinas and the country following multiple false school threats. But one sheriff in Florida is taking a different approach to reprimand any student who threatens a school shooting. Now, we blurred the face of one of the students, but this is part of the Volusia County Sheriff's plan to release mugshots and so-called perp walks of children accused in these hoaxes. He says his department has spent thousands of dollars investigating recent threats, and the latest arrests come after the sheriff shared video of an 11-year-old in handcuffs, accused of having a cache of weapons and a kill list. Well, the boy said it was all a joke. Well, let's go ahead and bring in Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rose now to the conversation. And Khalif, I mean, you normally don't see a mugshot of a juvenile released, but they did here. Is there any repercussions out of this?
Well, in the state of Florida, you can do it if the person is charged with a felony. And so if you're calling in threats to mass destruction, either by firearm or by some type of explosion to a school property, is a felony in most states. And so if that is the charge, then yes, within the state of Florida, you are able to put up their mugshot. Now, is it historically done? No. Do you even release the names? Typically not. But in this situation, this sheriff feels like his hands are tied. He feels like the ongoing threat of mass shootings across the country, coupled with the actual mass shootings that have occurred, puts him in a situation, and he mentioned a couple times, he's a grandfather. He's had to walk his grandchildren to school when he's getting alerts of mass shootings. And so he feels like, listen, if the law allows me to do it, I'm going to do it because nothing is stopping me.
You know, there's a lot of people out there who probably support something like this, but there's also the other side where the family, what happens if they go through the investigation and he didn't do that, and then you come back with some sort of legal action?
It's multiple problems with releasing it. And so you obviously look at them TV shows back in the day, Scared Straight, you know, where you're having all these at-risk type of youths and you put them in a situation where you want to see if you can scare them back to the normal society. But you also have a negative impact that could happen because the criminal juvenile justice system is not built for this type of process. The juvenile justice system is 100% rehabilitative. Why? They close the records. So when a kid goes through that process, their record is hidden. It's behind closed doors to ensure that they have a second chance in society. Unlike the criminal justice system for adults, which has a dual component, it has a deterrent in a rehabilitative status. In the juvenile system, it is 100% rehabilitative. You charged with a crime as a kid, we have, as a society, enough trust in you that you get another chance to come back. What this is doing is saying, well, you know what? Maybe we don't, because now that kid's mugshot lives on forever. So fast forward to 30 years from now, he's trying to get a job. 20 years from now, he's trying to go to college. I mean, those are the types of things that you really don't want to have happen to kids. And so you asked the question about potential lawsuits. Yes, there could be potential lawsuits from this if there is found that nothing actually happened and there is no actual criminal charges. Was mugshot still there forever? So the negative impacts may outweigh what he's attempting to prevent.
And this is in Florida by one sheriff there. This is not really something that can happen here in North or South Carolina.
What I can tell you is it's not something that's nationwide right now, but people feel like they're at their wits' end. They feel like we have nothing else that we can do, because right now this is happening everywhere. It's not just related to Florida, North Carolina. I mean, you're talking about hundreds of calls across our state where people are getting calls after calls for these potential bomb and shooting threats. And so what is the solution? I'm not sure. What this sheriff is saying is this is his solution, and he really is standing by it. He says, I could care less if I offend 2% of the people, because the 98% other of people want to have kids that can go to school and be safe. While I can 100% agree with that argument, I'm just not sure if blasting the kids out there on social media is the way to prevent this. I'm not sure if there's a causal connection gets us to the end result.
Yeah, certainly a good talker. 21 juveniles arrested in South Carolina. We've talked about that, and also in North Carolina, several recently here as well. Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rose, thank you.